I lost my pen.
You can borrow mine.
Thanks.
I lost something once. I lost something I couldn't live without. My identity.
Identity. Something so fundamental to your being. Something so unequivocally you. Irreplaceable, yet so molded by those around us. Each of you watching this video has your own identity, but yet it's so hard to describe what yours is to someone else. Your identity, you, your soul, is the reason you get up in the morning. The reason you go to work and strive to be better every day. Your identity defines who you are, your hopes and dreams, your aspirations, your fire lit by the flames of a better tomorrow. Something so strong, but yet can be blown out in an instant by the winds of regret, trauma, fear. What is an identity? Is it something quantifiable? Something you can observe in a person? Can someone project an identity onto someone else? Can it truly be stolen? Swapped? What defines an identity? Is it the outward representation of a person's personality, or is it their inward reflection of themselves? Meaning the only person who could say what your identity is you. Webster's dictionary defines an identity as the distinguishing character or personality of an individual. However, I think this definition, at least for a person's identity, is a far too simplistic look at what it's really trying to describe. To sum up a person's identity, which is such a great part of them, into just their personality seems almost disrespectful in a sense to me. You may be wondering what type of difference it makes to say someone's identity is their personality. To me, this is like comparing a lake to an ocean. A lake, while yes, holds water, is so shallow when compared to the depths of the great oceans out there. Looking past someone's outward personality, looking closely at who they truly are, we can start to see glimpses of what their identity as a person truly is. While trying to find a more meaningful definition of what identity truly is, I stumbled upon this more psychological explanation that seems more fitting. Identity. Identity encompasses the memories, experiences, relationships, and values that create one's sense of self. This amalgamation creates a steady sense of who one is over time, even as new facets are developed and incorporated into one's identity. Now that we have this definition, we can start to dissect all the different components of one's identity and go over what each entails and how they come together to form the basis of a person. We have the memories, experiences, relationship, and values. All are equally important, but some carry more weight in defining a person than others. Let's start this by going into a person's memories. Memories, one of the core parts of every being. No matter if you're human or some other animal on this big blue ball we call Earth, chances are you have memories. From the day you're born to the second you die, you constantly take in stimuli from your environment and process it in your brain to create sensations we use to interact with our world and others around us. From the simplest thing of smelling your mother's cooking to listening to your favorite song, use your senses to create snippets in time you're able to recall later on in life, be it a minute from now or 10 years. While the senses are a major part of memory creation, seeing as they're our window into the world around us, they only make up a small section of what your memories are. Using our brains, we translate these signals into things we can recognize and can recall things about the scene to create vivid recreations of past events. For example, I can recall the smell of cut grass and associate it with summertime. Using our senses, we can create catalogs of things around us to remember where and how we felt at certain points in our lives. Memories are one of the strongest bonds we have to our past, and maybe one of the most important things in dictating our future. We remember those around us and use those bonds to create relationships. We take important memories and form them into experiences, which in turn creates values to live by. Memories may as well be the most important factor in dictating one's identity and sense of self, the anchor in which we use to ground ourselves to reality. Without your memories, you become nothing but a helpless fool, doomed to never grow and to make the same mistakes over and over and over again. Let us all remember to cherish the memories we have while we have them, because someday they may become a luxury to have. In old age, becoming unable to remember is one of the worst ailments a person can have. Watching as your loved one slowly becomes a husk of who they were while acting like you're a stranger can be one of the scariest things to experience. Loss of identity. Experiences. Your experiences. Every facet of your time on this earth, shaped by your memories and your perception of past events dictating how you take them in. Everyone experiences things differently. For one person, saying thank you and being genuine can seem like nothing at all, but for another it can mean saving their life. We can never know the circumstances in which we meet people. However, it's best to infer that everyone may perceive your actions differently than how you intend them to be taken. Our experiences on this earth can be anything from talking to others to just being out in nature exploring. Experiences can take us to places we never thought before, good or bad. These events are only facilitators for inward reflection onto ourselves. No one can give us the answers we seek. Like how a teenager disobeys their parents, we must learn things for ourselves to grow as people. The baby trips and falls on its butt, yet gets up to walk another day. Personal experiences are near and dear to our hearts because each one teaches us something different. However, it may not always be immediately obvious at first thought. Some lessons come retroactively as you grow and mature as a person, waiting for the moment you can come to the realization and learn an important life lesson from your past. The greatest part of experiences is how all-encompassing they are, covering every ground of the human life. No matter how old you get, you can never stop experiencing new things. Every memory can be a new cherished one to add to your collection. The relationships you form with others can make the moment you have with them even more special. Spending time with the ones you love and sharing memories with them over common things can make the bonds you share even stronger. Being able to relate and share intimate moments links people together, be it happy or sad times. Shared experiences bring people closer together. As a country, 9/11 brought America closer. Why do you think that is? It's because as a nation, every citizen shared in the same grief that the person closest to the towers felt that day. No matter where you were that day, you were bound to understand the impact that it had on everyone in the country. And for a brief moment in time, it unified people, brought us together in a somber yet impactful moment. Experiences together unify people. Relationships. Where do I even begin? The relationships we form with others can change our perspectives on life. Meeting the right or wrong person can have profound impacts on our identity and cause us to change how we act entirely. From a coworker to the love of your life, the spectrum of relationships we form are vast and innumerable. Something we can't really quantify meaningfully because every relationship is different in some way. The circumstances in meeting, the place, time and feelings people have when meeting each other can cause different outcomes to happen when starting a new relationship with someone. When we hear the word relationship, people usually gravitate towards the romantic side of things, but in reality, a relationship is the bond or connection two people have with each other. Only those two people can dictate what their relationship is with one another, a mutual agreement of togetherness that comes from spending time with one another and getting to know that person on a deeper level. The more you talk, the more those bonds with that person grow deeper. Relationships hold an important place in a person's identity simply because without others to talk to, you'll never gain more knowledge or outside perspectives. Sharing each of our experiences can help people understand others far more than they can only thinking from their own perspective. Each part of our identity can intertwine with someone else, even for a brief moment, to pass on the knowledge and experiences we hold to others so they can get a grasp of the bigger picture outside of themselves. Sharing in our experiences and memories through our relationships is one of the bases for good bonds with one another. Think about it. Out of all your friends, the ones you connect with the most are the ones that you share the most bonds with. You shared your memories with them and they with you. You can put yourself in their shoes to understand them more because of the bonds you formed by expressing yourself. Relationships help us to understand others. We're rounding off the final part of our identity with one of the most outward-facing things we see of a person's identity, their values. Values are the belief in things that dictate how you act and what you hold dear to you. Your values guide you towards what you think is right or wrong, your moral compass. Your values are shaped by your surroundings and relationships you have with others, mainly your culture and those you hold close to you. Values are the things that round off our identity as a whole, the glue that keeps it all together. Yes, memories are the most important building blocks, but without values, why does it all matter? Our values drive us to be who we are and to do the things we do to make a better future for ourselves and those around us. Every single one of you out there has your values, and I'm sure you hold them dear to your heart. They were defined over the course of years and may not fully be developed at this point, but nevertheless are still important to you, and you follow them to make your decisions daily, big or small. We've gone over all the separate parts of an identity, but why does it all matter? Why talk about this? When I first started this video, it was completely different. Just a simple talk about how the internet shapes people's perspectives on themselves and how they make their identity being heard online. I changed the script because I wanted to be more introspective with this video, to go deeper and be more philosophical with my outlook, and take a deep look at what my own identity as a person is. I define myself as a person who is vocal about who I am. I want to be known as my own person, and I think I represent that with my content. Everyone wants to be known for being themselves, and I don't think I'm alone in that sentiment. In this world we live in today, it's becoming increasingly harder to find and use your voice, be it online or in the real world. People crave change and like to see themselves as one that can make the change they desire. Unfortunately, the world isn't as simple as it was generations prior. If that's a good or bad thing is yet to be determined. But what is known is that for anyone out there, no matter the niche you're in, no matter how alienated you feel, you can always find those who share your same values, have the same experiences, and understand you, and will understand and connect with you on a deep level. Your identity is what you make it. From your experiences and relationships you form, the basis of you emerges, and that's something no one can take from you. So when someone asks you who you are, you can say proudly, I am me.